Hello, welcome to Introduction to Databases and SQL. In this session, we are going to discuss prepared statement interface in JDBC. Let's begin. So in JDBC API, there are three types of statements. So one is the statement interface, second is the prepared statement interface, and the third is the callable statement interface. These three are the interfaces, and there are certain methods which are actually declared in those interfaces. You know what is a class and what is a interface in Java. Class is something which has or which will have the concrete methods with the definitions, whereas interface will have just the functionalities declared as methods, no definition. So in the API, there are three statements which are defined, and the API is imported with the help of the package java.sql.star. So that java.sql is actually the package that has all the classes and interfaces available as part of the JDBC API. So coming to the statement interface, which we have already seen, statement object we are creating to issue the SQL commands. So statement interface is the simplest form of executing SQL queries in JDBC. So we will actually create SQL query or SQL statement without using any parameters. Okay, so we will actually make a fully compiled SQL query. For example, we will write, so select star from student where SID equal to 100. Then I will get all the student details of the SID, which is actually 100. Or update student, set some values where the SID is equal to so and so that particular student value, CCP value is going to get set. If I say select star from student, then every student data is going to come. So here, the query that I'm using is a fully compiled one actually. So there are no parameters I'm using. So you may be wondering what is this parameter. Now you will understand actually the next. Okay, so statement is the simplest form of issuing an SQL query. So simplest form means you have to write fully the query. Okay, so if you are not giving the values 100, 8.7, 111, at least you should read from the user and you have to give here. Select star from student where SID equal to, you may be reading into some SID value, at least that SID value you have to provide. So you have to make up the query fully. Okay, so that's what actually we have seen so far. Now there is a prepared statement interface. Here what happens is you will not be creating, you will not be writing the fully compiled query. So you'll actually make up that query with some parameters. Let's see how it is going to happen. Prepared statement is used for pre-compiling SQL queries that might have parameters. Usually you will have the parameters. Okay. And in order to represent the parameters, we use question mark, a wildcard. We use this question mark placeholders in the query, and later those question marks are filled with setx methods. Setx means if it is an integer, set int, if it is a string, set string, etc. Okay, so as an example, if you see here, insert into users values, I am not passing the values here. Okay, so these values I will be setting with the help of the setter methods. Okay, these values directly I can assume and I can use with the setx. Otherwise, I will read from the user and I will actually set them. Okay, so see some of the examples here. Select star from student where SID is greater than so and so and SID is less than so and so. In a given range, I want to select all the students. Right? In the given range of SIDs, I want to select all the students. So here I am not giving the values here. I am going to set them using the setter methods. So here one more example. Update student, set CCP equal to so and so where SID equal to so and so. Here also I am going to set the values later on. Okay, so here we are going to prepare a statement with some parameters which we actually seek from the user, or the parameters which we assume. Okay, so what is the use of this prepared statement? This prepared statement help us to prevent SQL injection attacks. Okay, so SQL injection is a very common thing actually. Okay, so whenever you have a fully compiled query, so after that, what we can actually do is R 1 equal to 1. See, select star from student where SID equal to 100 or 1 equal to 1. So now what happens? Either this one or 1 equal to 1. 1 equal to 1 is true. Okay, so like that, we can actually add the SQL statement. Okay, so whenever we are actually authenticating to website, okay, whenever we are actually trying to bypass the authentication, or so much of injection can happen using this SQL, through this SQL injection attacks, if you use this fully compiled queries. Okay, there is a threat actually. Okay, so that's why you have to go for the prepared statement. So in the prepared statement, you will never write the values over here. Insert into users values so and so. Okay, so now these values you are actually setting separately with the setRx methods. So it is actually tough for a hacker or attacker to do SQL injection. Okay, so this helps prevent SQL injection attacks, and this can improve performance and security. Okay, security because you can prevent SQL injection. How it improves the performance means, by using the prepared statement, what you can do is you can actually make up your query, and multiple times that query can be executed. The multiple times you can actually make the query getting executed by putting them in a loop, because you are actually reading the values from the user and setting it separately. So whole of the process you can write in a loop, and multiple times you can write. So it improves the performance and of course security also. So that's why in real time we will be using prepared statements only, not a statement interface. Always it is always it is recommended to use prepared statement only, not the statement interface. And what are all you are doing with the statement interface can be done with the prepared statement as well. Okay, so that's the point of discussion over here. Now, of course, we have another interface, that is callable statement, and this we will see thoroughly in this session. The callable statement interface is to call stored procedures and stored functions from a database. So we can actually create stored functions and stored procedures, and in order to call them from our Java program, we can actually make use of this callable statement interface. Okay, so this we will see in the next session. Now let's understand this prepared statement interface and how we are going to use. So for that, I have to make up a scenario. So the scenario is going to be like this. So let's switch to NetBeans here. Yeah. So I have made up actually one program, that PST demo. Okay, so what I did, I have the PST demo, and these are the things actually. Okay, so I actually these are the steps to connect actually. So later this is our business logic. So yeah, so in every program we are actually making this, right? In fact, what we can also do is all these connection parameters we can put in separate class and in a separate method, and we can just call that method and get this connection object. Okay, so that we can do, so that we can avoid writing all these things in each and every class. Okay, okay, so that we can do. So you will have two classes, one class for connection and rest of the class is actually for what are the business that we are going to do. Okay, so time being, I'm writing everything here in the same class, but in reality, what we do is in every class we will not expose our usernames and passwords. These all things we'll keep in one class, and we will have a method, and that is going to return as the connection object, and we just take that connection object, and later we continue with our thing actually. Okay, so now let's understand the connection is established. So let me run PST demo. Yeah, it should show me that the connection is established. Yeah, connection is established. Now let's actually do with the prepared statement. So okay, what we are going to do with the prepared statement is Let's actually work with the student table. So let's go to my MySQL So this is my student table. Yeah, DES is student. So describe student. So I have three fields: SID, which is a primary key, SNAME, CGPA, and of course I have 9 rows. I have 9 rows in that particular student table. Okay, so now I want to insert one more row. Actually, I want to insert one more row. So how do we do with the prepared statement? Okay, so firstly I have to prepare a query actually. So what I do is I will take a string, let's say q1. So query 1 equal to, okay, so I am writing the query like this: insert into student values. So here I am not giving the values, rather I am giving the parameters. So I want to insert three values because student has three fields, right? So you can actually see three fields: SID, SNAME, and CGPA, integer, string, and a double value corresponding to Java. So here int become integer, varchar become a string there, float become a double in Java, right? Yeah, so insert into student values. So I am not making a fully compiled query. So I'm preparing a query actually. Okay, so after that, what we need to do is this query I need to pass to my prepare statement object. So for that, I need to have this prepared statement, some PST. I'm creating prepared statement object. Earlier, we used to create statement ST equal to con dot create statement, right? So now prepared statement PST equal to con dot connection dot. So we have the prepared statement uh, method actually. And here I need to pass this particular Q1. Prepared statement PST equal to con dot prepared statement, right? So in fact, directly I can write this query over here. If I remove this Q1 and replace with the entire query, I can do that also. Okay, so now we have the PST object ready with certain query actually. Now what we need to do, we need to execute that query, right? So now PST is having insert query. So insert is a DML query. So now what we are going to do is we will say PST dot execute update. PST dot execute update because it's a insert query. PST dot insert query. Okay, and this query is going to give us some integer value, right? So whenever it is insert, we are going to get the number of rows affected or number of rows inserted. Okay, but before I execute this, I need to set these values actually. Okay, otherwise what values are going to get inserted? We have to insert certain values actually. See here, I have SIDs 101, 105, 109. So all are in hundreds. Let me actually insert something in 200s. Okay, so now how I am going to set that is, yeah, once a statement is PST object is created, now we need to set up all these placeholder question marks with the values. So how we are going to do? So PST dot first question mark is actually integer. So set int PST dot set int the first question mark placeholder. So it's actually what? It's an SID, right? So 200. So I'm giving 200, and then PST dot second is SNAME. So set string. So SNAME is a string actually, and that is the second question mark. And I'm going to give some name actually here, some string, set string, right? So I'm going to give some string, let's say David. Okay, and finally PST dot set double. So CGPA value is a float, so it becomes a double over here. Now this is the third question mark, and let's say 9.1. Okay, so this is how we need to set these placeholders with the setup methods. Once it is set, then I can actually execute this. So PST.execute update. So PST having Q1. So insert into student values. So what are the values? And these are the values. So by writing this, what actually happens? You can thwart SQL injection. Right? Now SQL injection is not possible because you are not straight away giving the values over there. Okay, you are setting them separately. See here, I am assuming the values. Okay, later what I can do is I can actually take from the user also. I will also do that actually. So now int x equal to ps.execute update. Fine. So now once the query is ready, when executed, the x value is greater than 0. If x value is greater than 0, what does it mean? It gives number of records inserted, right? So x plus records inserted. Okay, so record or records inserted. So it is one record, two means two records. So of course here only one record. So it says one record inserted. So that's it. Okay, so this is how we will work with a prepared statement. So first of all, let's have a query ready. Now pass that to prepared statement and then set actually. Set these placeholders. We need to set the placeholders. Okay. So now if I run this, now what is going to be? Yeah, so what is going to happen actually? See now, connection established and one records inserted. You can see that David with SID 200 got inserted. Okay, so let's go back. Let's go back to your SQL, MySQL, and then see select star from student and David got inserted over here. Right, so this is the prepared statement. And yeah, so now what I want to do is I just want to update actually. I just want to update one student. So if you see here, and there is a student with the name Rahul actually. So now I want to update the S name for 198, right? So how I'm going to write actually? So how I'm going to update? Let's see. So now what I do here, so I will make this PST getting updated. So PST equal to con dot prepare statement. So what I'm doing is same PST I am rewriting. So here what happens, first this PST will insert. Okay, so now what I do is, because again I am running this, right? So primary key violation will come. So what I'm doing, 201 I am making. So this I am making as Davis. Okay, not David, Davis, and this I will make as 9.0. And now I am updating this PST. So PST equal to con dot prepared statement. Of course, I can go for actually, see here I can go for new one, new PST, but I am actually using the same PST statement. So it is done. Here I am updating this PST statement with something else. So what I want to do is, here I want to write update. So update student set, update student set S name equal to, S name equal to, so S name I am going to set as Roja. Set name equal to Roja, where SID equal to 198. So this is what I want to do, but now I am not doing this actually. So what I do here is this, I will use the prepared statement, right? So I use S name equal to question mark, where SID equal to question mark. Okay, so I'm using the placeholders. That's what the prepared statement is about, right? S name equal to question mark and SID equal to question mark. So now what I do, I need to set them before I execute. So now PST dot, first one, S name is set string. So set string. Okay, so the question mark number 1 actually. So left to right it will take. So 1 is the first one. So now I want to set with whom? Roja, right? And yeah, so Roja is a string actually. So it is Java. So string should be in double quotes. In SQL, string should be in single quotes. So now PST dot set integer. So because that is SID, so that is going to be question mark 2 and for 198. So let's see here for 198, I want to set the name as Roja, not Rahul. Okay. Yeah. So this is what I want to do. So after that, I just need to execute update. So what I do, int y equal to PST dot execute update. So I'm updating it. So now if the record is updated, at least one record is updated. If y greater than 0, there you can actually say s out y plus records. y plus records, record or records updated. That's it. So now what is happening? So my prepared statement is getting executed first with insert query and then with the update statement actually. Okay, now let's save this and run. Now you can see first record is inserted and one record updated. So what happened? Now one record inserted. Earlier we have 10 records, right? Yeah, now we will have 11 and 198 name was Rahul and it will actually become a Roja now. Now let's see here. Yeah, 198 has become Roja. And we have 11 rows. So this is how we can actually do. Yeah, so now if at all you want to get all those records here, so you can actually make use of this. So I can actually do like this also. Results at rs equal to. So now I will update again this pst dot execute query. So but I have to pass the query, right? So now I can say here select star from student, just like statements. This is just like a statement only. Okay, it's just like statement interface. Okay, prepared statement, you can actually give the input parameters or whatever the parameters you want to use, you can use. Otherwise, you can write a fully compiled query also. So results at rs equal to ps dot execute query. So now this pst is getting updated again. This pst is getting updated. Now what I do here? So because this again will get executed, right? So now I will actually make set name equal to, yeah. So what I do here is again Rahul is there for 199, right? So I will change this Rahul name to some other name actually. So what I do here, yeah, first I need to change this. This is 202. Instead of Davis, we will write Jarvi. And then here updation also, we instead of changing 199, yeah, so 199 is also Rahul. So I am changing 199 to some other name actually. So it is Jarvi and we have Jarvis. So two names. Okay, and here what I'm doing, the same PST after doing insertion of a new record, updation of this particular SID 199, it will actually fetching all the details of the student. So ps.execute query, select star from student. So here what I do, I'm printing actually rs.next, rs.getInt of SID, get string of S name, and get double of CGPA. Okay, so otherwise I can say CGPA, or I can actually use the column index. Anything is fine. So now what happens? Now one record will get inserted, one record is getting updated. Now I am going to see all the details getting printed over here. Okay, so now what is going to happen? Let's see. So how many rows I have? 11 rows, right? So I have 11 rows. So let me do system CLS. Okay, so I have 11 rows. Now this program, what does it do? It will add one record, Jarvi, and one record will get updated to Jarvis, and it will actually fetch all 12 student details here. All 12 student details are going to get displayed. See here, every time I use the prepared statement PST, and then the PST here, and this PST. So in this PST, select star from student, I need not to actually set any question marks. I want every student. Select star from student where SID equals so and so, or SID between so and so. Then I need to set the values again. Okay. Yeah. So here I want everything. So just like a statement, I can actually use it. So let me run now. Yeah. Now you can actually see one record inserted, one record updated. Now you can actually see this 199 is becoming Jarvis, and Jarvis got inserted. So totally we'll have 12 records. The same thing you can actually see over here. Now you will have the 12 records. Fine. So this is how the prepared statement will be used. Okay, prepared statement can replace the statement interface, but it has an advantage. You can actually pass the values during the runtime. Okay, so like this, such that the SQL injection will get thwarted. So that means that is getting defended. SQL injection is not passed by the hacker, and performance also will be more actually. Okay, so here what I'm doing, I'm assuming the data, right? I'm assuming the data here. So what I can also do is I can ask the user to enter the data as well. I can ask the user to enter the data. So for that, what I do is, so time being, what I do, I will actually comment this particular update thing. Okay, because every time I don't want to update. Yeah, so this update part I have commented. Okay, so I'm just taking care of only insertion and the retrieval. Insertion and the retrieval. So retrieval, I need not to do anything. So insertion, I will take care. So what I do here is I want to take from the user. So in order to take from the user, I need to have a scanner. So import java.util.scanner. I require a scanner object. So let me create my scanner object as well over here. So how to create a scanner object? Scanner, some in equal to new scanner of system.in. New scanner of system.in. Okay. So now what I will do is here insert into student values. Now I will ask the user actually as out enter student details. Enter student details. One after other I will read actually. Okay, so what I do, first one, string SID, right? So string SID equal to in dot next int. This is how I will read using scanner. Okay, so next string SID equal to in dot next int. Yeah, scanner in equal to new scanner of system.in. Fine. Int cannot, okay. So int, this is integer actually. So int SID. Then I have string name equal to in dot next. And then I have a double CGPA equal to in dot. So I can actually take any other variables. I'm taking the same variables in dot next double. So variable names can be different from table. If you take also no problem because these are Java variables. Now what I'm going to do here is I will ask the student details and I have them in SID as name and CGPA. So SID, S name and CGPA. Now I prepare the statement. So here set int of 202. So what is 202? That is SID. And I'm not giving the value here. I am actually taking from the user. So this is S name and this is going to be CGPA. So these CGPA values I am taking from the user actually. Then I will execute the update. So record inserted and all those records are going to come actually. Okay, so now what I'm doing here, I am actually taking the data from the user. Okay, so if I run here, what I do, what will happen actually? It will ask me to enter the student details. So first I need to enter. So let's say I'm entering 299. That is my SID. Then S name. S name is, let's say, was. Okay, and GPA is, let's say, 9.6. Now after this, what happens? These three values will be set to my query. My query will get fired. Now I will see that one record updated, and I will actually later I am fetching all the details here. Select star from student. So now everything is going to come. See now here, one record inserted, and the was is also coming over here. Right now here also you can actually check. So you have this was inserted. So usually we do like this. So most of the time, whenever we are actually logging to any application website, username and password is required, right? So those usernames and password we take actually, and those usernames actually will be set with a prepared statement. That prepared statement will be fired, right? So and then it will actually match with the database, and whether it's fail or success, so the corresponding page will be displayed to you. Okay, so at the backend, prepare statement is going to work actually. So what I did, so I have taken the student details and I'm setting to my query. So this is about the prepared statement. Yeah, so prepared statement, yeah, for use it for recompiling SQL queries that might have the parameters that might. So prepared statement can be without query parameters and with queries, but most of the time we use with query parameters only. Okay, so I hope you have understood. In the next session, we will discuss about the scalable statement. Thank you.